I never believed in hauntings. Not really. I used to laugh at people who claimed their house was cursed or alive. But that was before I moved into this place. Before I heard the breathing behind the walls. The house was a bargain. Too cheap, honestly. But I didn't ask questions. I just needed somewhere quiet. Somewhere far from everything and everyone. Somewhere to disappear. At first, it was perfect. Silent. Still. The kind of silence that sinks into your bones. But on the third day, I noticed the cracks. Hairline fractures running through the paint. Not normal, not structural. They curved in strange patterns, like veins. I touched one and it felt warm. Just for a second. Then cold, like the wall was shivering. I told myself I was imagining things. Isolation does weird stuff to the brain. But the cracks kept spreading, and then the whispers started. They didn't sound like voices. Not at first. More like breath. Close to my ear, just as I was about to fall asleep. I'd snap up in bed, heart pounding, but there'd be nothing. Just the shadows. Just that suffocating silence. And then, one night, I heard it laugh. Not a human laugh. Too low, too wet. Like something gurgling behind plaster. Like whatever was behind the walls was amused. Amused by me. I pressed my ear to the crack, and something pressed back. I don't remember falling asleep. I woke up on the floor beside the wall with the crack. Cheek pressed against the wood, heart pounding. I could still feel the heat radiating from the surface, pulsing like a heartbeat. Mine. No. It's. I stood up, dizzy. My head throbbed like I'd been drugged. I stumbled into the bathroom and splashed water on my face. But something wasn't right. My reflection looked delayed, like it moved half a second after I did. I stared at myself. I didn't blink, but my reflection did. I left the room. That same day, I noticed that my footsteps didn't echo the way they used to. The acoustics of the house had changed. It was like the walls were thicker, closer. The air felt denser, like breathing through damp cloth. I tried to ignore it. I tried to leave. I packed a bag, grabbed my keys. When I opened the front door, the world outside was gone. Not just darkness, not fog. Nothing. No sound. No smell. No trees. No road. Just a black void, stretching in every direction. And the moment I stepped back inside, the door slammed shut behind me. That's when the house sighed. A deep, wet inhale. Like it was satisfied I hadn't escaped. The cracks were bigger that night. One of them reached the ceiling and curved downward like a hook. Plaster crumbled from the wall in chunks, exposing something underneath. Not wood, not brick. Flesh. Veined. Pale. Twitching flesh. As if the house was shedding its skin. And then I heard it speak. No words. Just sound. Thick and horrible. A syllable that felt like it didn't belong in the human mouth. It came from the walls, from behind me, from inside me. I didn't sleep. I didn't even try. Every time I blinked, I saw it. That wall of flesh beneath the cracked paint, twitching like it was trying to move, trying to push its way in. Or maybe I was the one on the inside, and it was always out there, waiting. The next morning, if I can even call it that, time doesn't exist here anymore. I searched the house, room by room, floor to ceiling, looking for something. Answers. Logic. A hidden door. A reason. That's when I found the hatch. It was under the old rug in the hallway. I don't know how I missed it before. A square cut into the floorboards, sealed with rusted hinges. I hesitated. Every instinct told me not to open it, but curiosity is a cruel thing. It creaked open with a long, wet moan. The crawl space beneath was shallow, just dirt and rotted wood, but there were marks on the floor, dozens of scratch marks, fingernails, clawing upward, as if someone had tried to dig their way out or into the house. There were bones, too. Small, human, child-sized, and a notebook, soaked in mildew. The pages were nearly ruined, but I could still make out bits of frantic handwriting. It watches through the cracks. You can't leave. Not really. It makes you forget. It made me forget my name. The house feeds when you're alone. That last line made my stomach twist. I flipped to the back and found a crude drawing. A face. Hollow. Eyeless. Just a wide mouth, stretched too far, splitting the paper in half. A scribbled note beneath it read, "It lives in the walls. Do not listen to it." Too late. That night, I heard it whisper again. But this time, it wasn't from the walls. It was from inside my own mouth. I tried not to speak for the rest of the day. I could feel it, just under my tongue. A weight. Like something was growing inside my throat, twisting itself around my voice. Every time I opened my mouth, I feared I'd say something that wasn't mine, something it wanted me to say. The house was colder now. The cracks weren't cracks anymore. They were openings. Slits in the walls, some thin like paper cuts, others wide enough to see through. And what I saw through them made my skin crawl. Eyes, not shaped like ours. They pulsed, blinked sideways, watched with a hunger that made my bones ache. They didn't hide anymore. The house wanted to be seen now. It was showing me what it really was. I tried to destroy one of the walls, grabbed a hammer and slammed it into the largest crack. The moment the metal hit the surface, I felt something scream. Not with sound, but with pressure. My ears bled. My nose started to pour. I dropped the hammer and fell to my knees. The wall healed itself. The crack stitched shut slowly, like lips puckering into a grin. And then came the memories. But they weren't mine. Visions flooded my head. People in the house before me. A man hanging himself in the living room. A woman clawing her eyes out in the bathtub. A child melting into the floor. I felt it all. Their panic, their pain, like I'd lived their lives. Then, silence. Except for the breathing behind my ears. I looked in the mirror again. and the reflection smiled, even though I didn't. My jaw ached for hours after that. I could feel it stretching at night when I wasn't awake, as if my body wasn't mine anymore, as if something else had started using it while I slept, if I even sleep. I don't think I do. I stopped using my name. It doesn't feel right anymore. Every time I try to remember it, my tongue goes numb. Like the house doesn't want me to remember. Like names have weight, and without mine I'm lighter. Easier to move, easier to change. The notebook I found, it's gone. I left it on the kitchen table, but now there's nothing there, not even dust. The table itself is smoother, darker, like it absorbed the book, like it absorbed the words, like the walls are eating everything, little by little, including me. My memories are slipping. I looked in the closet today and found clothes I don't recognize. Men's, women's, children's, old, worn, stained, some of them still warm. I tried to count how many sets there were. I lost track around 14. Every now and then, I see someone else in the hallways, only for a moment. Out of the corner of my eye, a figure. A man missing half his face. A little girl with arms too long. They vanish when I turn my head, but they're there. I feel them watching. Not ghosts, not people. Just leftovers. Like the house is full of echoes, and now the walls whisper all the time, not just at night. They tell me things I don't want to know. Tell me what's beneath the foundation, what it needs, what I need to become. It says I've already started. The skin on my arms has changed. It's too smooth, like stretched plastic. I scratched one patch open, just to see. No blood, just a thin, pale membrane beneath, like the walls, like I'm not made of what I used to be. I dream of crawling inside. I wake up with dust in my mouth and splinters under my nails. Once, I found myself halfway through a narrow hole in the wall behind the pantry. Too small for any normal person to fit, but I was in it, and I wanted to go deeper. I don't remember the moment I stopped trying to fight it. The walls no longer whisper. They sing now. A deep, low chorus that vibrates inside my chest. When I walk through the rooms, the floorboards hum beneath my feet, and the plaster on the walls pulses softly, like a living thing. I am part of it now. I see the cracks everywhere. They map across my skin like tattoos, veins of the house creeping inside me. I can feel the hunger, the endless craving to reach beyond, to swallow what's outside. I am no longer myself, or maybe I was never truly me. Sometimes, when I press my ear to the walls, I hear other voices, screams trapped behind layers of brick and flesh, voices begging for release. But the house never answers. It feeds and it waits. I have become the house, the thing behind the walls. The next time someone moves in, they will hear the breathing beneath their floorboards. They will see the cracks on the walls. They will listen to the whispers calling their name. And when they press their ear too close, they will feel me pressing back, waiting